Check.
Hey, I'm just waiting for it to say we're online. Yay! And there we are. We are live. Okay, guys, just to let you know, we got a few people here, and most likely a few people are going to definitely jump on. I did want to start this off because we were hoping for a diversity amount of people here. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. This is not about one particular people all kind of coming together. No. And guys, I hope you enjoy the show today. But let me introduce the people that are here. Go ahead, guys.
Howdy.
Well, yeah. So the usuals. I mean, how can we have a show without the butcher here? I mean, that's like horrible. Tantrum, we could do without him, but you know, the butcher for sure. Yeah.
You will a little bit today for me. I got some family stuff going on, so I'm eventually going to have to jump off here and go take care of that. So.
All right. Hey, Roger. Hey, Dennis. Hey, Dano. All right. So my whole discussion, like, okay, so truthfully, I've had a few people this week, honestly, that have been asking about could we do a show on YouTubers, and they had numerous questions that were, A, what are our responsibilities? What do you think we should do? Also, they wanted to know what kind of equipment we used, how we started, stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, as for hardware, I can tell you that I have a Logitech Pro, was it a 922X or something like that? And then I have a blue microphone, which is sitting in front of me, which, you know, I'll put up there. You'll see it again. And then for software, I love OBS and I love Adobe. Those are my biggies. You guys?
Pretty much. I've got an all-key mic, a little bit higher end mic that I use. Believe it or not, for the video, because you know my videos are pretty much just straightforward, you know, straight in and out. I'm still using the ancient movie maker for Windows made by Microsoft. It was part of the Windows Live bundle. Luckily, I've got an exe of it saved because that thing's not even continued anymore. I just like it because I can quickly put mine together because, you know, I don't do any editing, adding of stuff to them or anything. I just have the video and then the outtake, and that's it. If I ever decide to do anything as far as with a camera, I'll probably just use my Surface Pro 3 with the camera on it.
I got one question for you. How big are the dinosaurs where you are?
They're pretty big. They're out there now.
What about you, Butch?
I'm cheap. Let's see. So, hey, it is what it is. Hey, my family members all can attest to that. I have a cheap Logitech headset. I do have some speakers that if I'm just having a random hangouts where I'm just BSing, I do prefer to have the speakers. But during a show or a video, I prefer my headset. Logitech, I think it's $25. I did spend a lot of money on my camera. It's a Logitech camera, a webcam. I think I spent $50 on it. So
Ooh.
that was my big splurge, was $50 on that camera. And it does really well, I think. It does better than the old ones I had. And if I'm making videos, you use OBS. I use Google Hangouts and do my videos. This is the way they are. I don't care about a bunch of editing. If I'm making them offline, and I use Screenocast. Screenocast. I use it. Maybe some editing. Anybody that knows me knows that I pretty much don't edit most stuff. I do it. And I might have 3 or 4 takes, but I do it and it's like, bam, there you go. I don't, you know, because I'm not in it for I'm not in it to make it look all professional and making a bunch of money. You know, I'm here to inform people, show people stuff. If you learn and it makes sense to you, great. If somebody else does a better job and it makes more sense to you, hey, great for you that too. So,
yeah, and see, I don't feel so bad about being such a tightwad either. Now,
yeah,
I mean, you're right there with me, but I mean, it's the same thing with me. I mean, there's times I may do 3 or 4 takes on a video just because I don't want to edit it, and the software I use, it's beyond simple. I mean, I can cut sections out, but sometimes I just don't want to take time to do it, so I just redo the video. That way, I ain't got to worry about it. But yeah, I did the same thing. It's like, okay, you know, I'm just doing this to do it. I'm gonna go the cheap route, and can't complain. I mean, I paid $8 for the mic I got through a promotion, and it's the only reason I even got the mic. And sadly, I didn't even get it for me. It just so happened that when it came time to do the videos, I'm like, hey, I'll break this out of the box and use it. So, because I got a nephew that does YouTube videos too, and I gave him the mic, one mic I got, and the better of the two, and the other one was just sitting in a box here.
Well, for me, I'll tell you, one of the things why I went with a headset is that I had a house and two kids. So a lot of times me having the speakers and a nice microphone didn't work very well because you were always going to be picking up the other people in the house. Whereas when using a headset, it contained, so I could actually hear and people could say what they wanted to, and I could hear and they could hear me a little better. I have thought about buying a nicer mic at some point, but only if I find a real good deal online. Yeah. I usually watch, there's a website called Slick Deals. I probably need to put microphone as one of my keywords so that whenever one pops up that's a good deal, I might buy one, since now it's kind of quiet here. I don't have to worry about other people's noise.
I'll tell you what, I seen a question on there. I want to answer this real quick. Yep. Someone asked about how to do next episode feature and add-ons in order to go from, you know, binge watching one episode to the next. You can actually bring up the context menu on the episodes and bring set it for a queue, and then just go in and play the queue, and it goes from one to the next. If you go into, most add-ons out there have the setting to autoplay, so you don't have to choose a stream, and you can set that up in that add-on, add them to a queue, and you're good to go.
Well, not everything does. Not all add-ons will add to queue, because I remember when we did Bob Unleashed, that was one of the things we wanted, and you actually could queue the episodes that you wanted to queue, and you would queue it, and we had it 2 different settings. One that it would it actually found the link on the front end, or you could tell it to find the link on the back end. And so I know some add-ons do it. I don't think all.
No, not all.
So I'd have to look. I know that it is a feature. I think some of them you can hit, if you go to the top on some add-ons, you can say play all at the top of the list of the episodes.
Yeah, it depends on the context menu code they got. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you're able to do it. It just depends on the add-ons. And, you know, try out different ones. I mean, some may work better than the others doing that, especially the ones that are set up for autoplay to begin with. And that's pretty much all they do.
So Heck asked a question though about builds and what our search could try. I don't know about you guys. Personally, I don't use a build. I know I build a build, but I don't use a build myself. I don't know what is good for the common person, truthfully. I mean, other than when I put in my own, for me, it's, you know, I've got my add-ons and that's it.
For me, I was a builder from way back in the Total Revolution days, when we back when Gandalf and what was it, Silent Rom, he was around at that time. So I've seen a lot of builds come and go. A lot of times for me, and I run a Facebook group that actually, it used to be Kodi Custom Builds, and we had just people would post their builds all the time. For me, it's gotten to a point where it's simplicity. Cellar Door is a friend of mine, Will. He does a beautiful job with his builds. They're beautiful. But for the average user, do I think that his build would be advantageous for the basic user? It might be too much. It might be too much going on. So for me, install a fork of Kodi, or if you can do a portable version on your PC, install builds on that Kodi setup, so you're not messing with your regular Kodi setup. Test them out, And if you don't like it, you can wipe it and then get another one. And it's the easiest way for me to test a lot. I know that Kodi apps shows a lot of builds are in there, but you can't always just go to the top of the list because sometimes those are just the ones that are new.
Yeah, I personally can't recommend any build for one particular person because everybody has their own preference. That's what I keep trying to tell everybody. Like, try the different builds. Find out which one matches what you like.
Definitely. I mean, it's, you know, I've got several builds I've done and maintained. And that's why, I mean, people have different tastes. Some people like all-in-one. Some people just want to set them up for movies and TV shows. That's it. They don't want sports on them. They're not into sports. So they don't want all that stuff on it. And that's fine. You know, everybody's got different likes and dislikes. So it's just like you guys are saying. It's going out there, finding the ones you like. And, you know, sticking with it. I mean, that's really all there is to it. There's different ways to try them. To where you don't fill up your device, things like that. The easiest way to go through them is personally on a PC. So if you have access to a PC where you can install Kodi in a portable manner and do it, that's just like the Butcher said. That's the easiest way. It's the way I recommend to do it too.
I mean, I know for me, if you go to my screen, my desktop, I have portables. I probably have 15 or 20 portable Kodis. I've got some 16s, 17s. I even have an 18. And they run independently, so you can install anything you want on there. And if you don't like it, if it starts messing up, because too many add-ons does create a problem, you can I can wipe that portable folder and go back in and open it back up. It adds it back in, and then I can do it. So it's a great way of testing a lot. If you're on an Android device, download somebody's APK. A lot of builders create an APK. You can install that APK. As a hint, something you can do with that, though, you can clear the data on that APK, use their wizard, and actually install other builds. So I'll just use Titanium, for example. A friend of mine, Lee, he creates a real popular build, and I put his APK on my device, on my Shield, and I was messing around with it. And then I went through and I was like, you know, I want to try some other builds. I went and cleared the data. I put another build on top of that. So it would say Titanium on the APK, but it actually opened up another build. And that was just, I could just try add-on or builds after build just to test them. I'm all about testing stuff out.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when I get the time, at least, I try out different ones just to see what they do differently and see if it's something I like. If there's something about them I like. On my desktop with the portable, I got a whole slew of them as well. And, you know, that's the nice thing about it, is being able to try out the different ones. I mean, let's face it, there's only so many add-ons out there. And a lot of them are going to use the same add-on. So it's just finding that interface and the way it flows, at least for me.
Yeah, I hear you. We should get back to the YouTube topic, though, right?
Yeah, we kind of went off base, but you know, hey, we answered a couple of questions.
Oh, people, heck, yeah. So we covered the hardware end of it. I want to bring this one up first. Like, okay, so and I don't know, Butcher knows that about the Twitter thread that we were following there. I think you do as well, Madib. And
oh God, how do you untag yourself? Can you untag, please? Can you get untagged?
Wait a minute. Is this what I'm thinking of?
The one from Jay. You know, when...
Oh, okay.
I wanted to bring up the fact, okay, so there are devs out there who don't like YouTubers, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. I personally really do see the review, I do see their point. I really do. And I understand the fear and what they all, you know, they're afraid of. And just for the audience out there, there are devs that are afraid that all the constant reviews from out here are going to bring Kodi down, or they'll get some people in trouble. And I get that. I do. And then trying to explain to him that, you know, some of us do actually respect the devs. Like, we do. I don't do a video unless, of course, a dev's given me permission, right? But I know that there's a lot of YouTubers who have their own opinion on that. Like, where do you guys stand when it comes to this whole thing with the devs?
Well, if you notice, I don't do very many reviews anymore as far as builds or, well, I've never done a build review or add-on reviews. If I do anything on add-ons, it's how to do the settings and all. But if you notice, the majority of them are either in my build or they're ones from repos I'm in, either Blamo's repo or my own. And I mean, that's just me. Everybody does it different. And you know, if I do go to do one and everything on another one, I do ask them myself. You know, hey, do you mind if I do one on here? You know, here's what I'm going to do. And most of mine anymore are the settings. You know, that's kind of become my niche. Going through the settings, covering, you know, what you can do to help improve the performance of the add-on, depending on the device you got, things like that. And you know, that's kind of what I'm going to end up sticking to. But just from where I've had so much limited time lately, I haven't been able to get with any devs and go over their add-ons. So I haven't been doing those. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers, unfortunately, don't take the time to go through them. They just do them and they're done. You know, oh, here's the settings. You know, they don't cover anything about them. There's some of us that do. Like 3 of us are right here. But I know we've had this talk in the past about that. You know, if you're going to go through the settings, you really need to understand them and be able to show the people what they can do with it.
Well, for me, for builds, the only times I've done builds was when I talk about my own build, or if I've talked about builds where friends of mine said, "Hey, would you do a video on my build?" And I'm not the most exciting guy to watch. Maybe that's fine. But when I do an add-on review, I'm a lot like what Tantrum's talking about. I prefer to do to discuss an add-on. I want to talk about what makes it different from this. I want to talk about what makes Placenta different from Neptune Rising, or what sets it apart. Can you scrape it and click it and find a movie? Sure, but they all do that. But what's different about that particular add-on that sets it apart? In most of my videos are that. Most of my videos for add-ons were all add-ons that I've been involved with or partially involved with. You know, I knew the people working on it, solved stuff on it. So those are the types of add-on reviews I've done, and it's more of an explaining things. I want to explain how this works. I want to explain how that works. Now, on my opinion on that tweet, that I said one thing in it, and I got tagged near the beginning of it. So every single time someone responds to that, I get a notification. and you know why Twitter doesn't allow you to untag yourself? It's beyond me. But so, and there's lots of fights back and forth. I think that some of the stuff in that tweet was not. I think some of it's kind of overblown. When they say, well, the YouTubers are creating developers to get busted. Not true. If somebody's wanting to find out about add-ons, there's lots of ways to do it. And even with this the new installer thing that scans that TVA released, all right, you can find them that way. So there's so many different ways that if you're going to be found out, if you were with the MPA or ACE or whoever, you can find these people. And are they hiding behind a VPN or fake names? You know, that's probably smart. But I don't think that the tubers are killing the add-ons. I think that popularity of Kodi altogether is hurting add-ons. It's too popular. You've got box sellers. You got go on Craigslist in your town, and I don't know what they have in UK for this kind of stuff. The classifications for classifieds. Look at how many people are selling a Fire Stick or a box or this or that. Free TV. Cut the cable. Cut this. Cut that. That's what's really hurting it, is that you're pulling in so many people with promises of things that Kodi and add-ons and third parties can't really do, but they're promised it, and so they buy a box and they're spending $150 or whatever, and they're like, I can cut cable now. And then they find out it's not so easy. So I don't know. To me, I don't think that the tubers are hurting or killing, getting Kodi developers busted. I have my suspicions about who's the rat in the mix of the whole thing. So but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's an overall. I mean, it's not any one particular area. It's overall. I mean, and it does boil down to the popularity.
I say we should blame Amazon.
They just made it. They just gave a really cheap solution for it. That's why they haven't blocked anything involving it. Because that's where they make the majority of their money on it.
I mean, the old Fire Sticks, their Gen 1 was shit. The new ones are pretty good, and the Amazon boxes are good. It's good quality. There's actually good hardware in there.
Yeah.
But Amazon, to be honest, Amazon doesn't care. They're probably losing money on every box that they sell, but they're wanting to make their money, first of all, saturate the market, run Roku and all these other devices out of the market, because you just flood the market with your product. Then you're offering Prime and Movies to Go and VOD. That's where Amazon makes their money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they give people other solutions too, just like, you know, Netflix and all the others did. And, you know, that for a lot of people, you know, that's a big thing for them. That's what a lot of people don't realize when they look at, you know, the cord cutting and all. If you're someone that likes live TV, you're going to have a lot of headaches at first, till you find something that's solid and works for you. You know, I've never gotten into the IPTV real big. I know Gears has been blowing me up in email here lately, wanting me to do a review on them, but I've just never been into it, and so there's no need for me to get into it. I mean, I'm on the go too much or doing too much in order to deal with that. So I just deal with the catch up stuff.
Sorry guys, I gotta, but JK put in there, will the Xbox ruin? And I'm just thinking, yeah, Xbox just got Kodi, right? Let's blame it on it's Microsoft's fault now.
Yeah, and here's the thing: what people don't realize, don't jump on the Xbox bandwagon yet, because everything you do is going through their network. So all you're doing is really going to be letting them compile a list of stuff they want to block. And Microsoft's big about that. They won't go after the people; they'll just block them.
And if people think that an Xbox is going to allow you to run rampant like you would do on a Fire TV, I can't believe how people are like, oh, I'm gonna run all this through my Xbox One. You don't think that Microsoft, a humongous company and all this stuff, you don't think they're not gonna like Tantric says, they're not gonna block it? Oh, they will. And it's going to be easy, just like that. They can block it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is what a lot of people don't realize, and just from where I've been through a lot of different communities, even gaming communities, and all through the years, and I've seen it with the streaming as well. It's just I wasn't into it back then. They'll block your Xbox ID from Xbox Live and your user ID. So now you have a fancy media center box sitting in your room for $500, and you can't even play a game on it that requires connecting to Xbox Live because they've blacklisted you. And believe me, they do it. I've seen it firsthand. It can be a massive pain, especially if you're someone that doesn't know much about the community or anything like that. You're someone new getting into Kodi, and that happens, that you're going to flip out. Obviously, and that's one thing people need to understand. That can happen. I'm actually waiting on a response back on Microsoft's official stand with this, so I can do a video for everybody. I've reached out to them, and they got some people that's gonna get back with me so that I can do an informative video for you all on it, on their take and stance on it.
I just can't see them rolling over and letting you run roughshod with third-party add-ons and all the content. There's no way. There's no way. And like you said, flip of a switch, they can block a site or block your account. So to me, I'm not a console gamer, so I could care less about that part. But I don't see where the excitement is. I don't see where it'll be the holy grail. It's not like your old Xbox days which I've got like 3 of those, the old soft modded
Yep.
It's not that. It's not that anymore. They can.
Yeah.
You have to update, and they can update instantly. Back in the old days, they basically abandoned it updates, and that was when XBMC really rolled. Is when basically Microsoft moved on.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you know, I dealt with them back in the old days too, with the first one, and you know that's when I first started seeing that. And, you know, back then there was easy ways around it. Now not so much because of the way that they run everything, and that's why they did it, so they could have better control. And it does go through their network. I've seen them block websites in the past since they do have browsing and everything on it. So it's only a matter of time before they start doing it. And if anything, just because of traffic, it may not even have anything to do with what you might think. It may just have simply to do with traffic while they start blocking them.
Yeah. Oh, trying to remember. Sorry, the people are asking about what VPN is good here. I'm paying attention to you guys. Sorry, guys. Do you remember what that website was again? What deep?
Yeah, I still got it open. Okay. RestorePrivacy.com.
There you go, guys.
A section for best VPNs to use and gives you a breakdown of them. You can get reviews on there, the whole 9 yards. It tells you the pros, the cons, educates you about the pros and cons, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I checked out. We were some of the guys in my admin group we were talking about, and I was showing them that site. And there is some really good there's some good information, and you know, taking a look at also cheapest is not always best.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, who you get in bed with your VPN, just be careful because they got all your information. So if you're getting in bed with a cheap VPN that thinks that it's all good and great, I don't know. You need to be careful about. I see there's so many promotions that everyone's promoting certain VPN services.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of them, and I just say just be careful.
Yeah, and any of them that tell you they don't do any form of logging, they're lying.
Well,
if they have any connection limit, or they block like torrents, or if they do anything like that, they have to log. Now, and that's where that list comes in handy on that site, restoreprivacy.com, because they tell you what they do log, what they don't, and they tell you if they delete those logs at certain intervals. Some of them delete them every 30 days, some of them daily, things like that. So, I mean, that's all things to consider when you're looking at them, depending on what you're wanting that VPN for.
Right. There was one that I looked at, and it was Perfect Privacy VPN, which it had it was based in Switzerland, and I thought, okay, so you're going to you need to be careful where the company is based. So it's based in Switzerland. It had it was like a score of a 4.9. One of the things that I thought that was interesting is it said it runs in RAM. Their servers run under RAM, and that made me wonder. Well, maybe that is a way that they're not able to actually keep records, because if you're always running RAM, it just seems like it would be an easy. What was it?
RAM disk mode.
RAM, yeah. Dedicated premium services operate in only RAM disk mode. So maybe that's why it's not writing to a log at some point or something of that nature. But that was one of the things I thought, if I'm going to pay for a VPN, if I'm not paying for a VPN, but if I was, I'd probably be leaning towards something of that nature.
Yep.
If I'm going to get a VPN, I'm not buying that damn VPN that everybody pushes for $3 a month or $2 a month or whatever it is, because I might as well not even be using them. So if you're going to get it, get the quality so that you get the performance and the protection if that's what you're wanting.
Yeah, and don't always go ahead and buy, right off the bat 6 months worth. Do the lowest you can do so you can try it out, because Perfect Privacy, and this could impact streaming for certain people. They do multi-hop VPN chains, so that's going to add several hops to your stream. All right, that's why I say they give you everything you need to know. And if you look on there and you look at the reviews, this guy answers questions when people leave comments. He's great about that, and he gives a very informed answer usually. If you have a specific question, he'll answer it, and he'll give you the best he can to his ability. That's why I do push the site, because I haven't seen a single site out there better than this one. for this type of content.
Very true. I like the site. I keep recommending it too. So, and you probably guys didn't know, I did put up the repo warning list that Tantrum has on his site up there just for a moment.
Yeah, that list has made a few people Twitter threads.
Oh yeah.
Especially it's sorry, I gotta say it.
Carnage. Sorry.
Hey, let's see what here. What have I been doing? Hashtag douchebag carnage right by donkeys. Yeah, and the sad part is it's just one person that's raising a huge fuss, and it started, taking it out on the community because one single website out of over 100 have it listed. So and that's one thing that, if anything, even if he fixed the other issue, it'll keep him on there because he's putting out things that are harming the community, just because he's throwing a little tantrum.
Well, I said that to him yesterday, actually. Like, he told me he fixed it. I went in, he actually fixed it. But I said to him, I said, you've made all these threats now. I have to go back in through all your add-ons to see if all these threats are true now. I said, you're going to have to stay on the naughty list. If you had just been quiet, told me you fixed it, we would have been good.
Yeah, and the hilarious part is, I haven't said more than like 2 or 3 tweets of this dude, and he just keeps coming at me. And it's hilarious because people are starting to see it where, I'm just pretty much blowing him off. And, because why give him fuel or, respond to it when, you're a grown man, dude. You're older than me, and I'm, 42. So have fun with it. Just make yourself look like a little 3-year-old child throwing a tantrum.
Well, maybe one day he'll smarten up. In the meantime, I guess we just deal with it. So,
he's done it for years, from what I understand, so I doubt he will.
That's okay. Okay, what else can we talk about YouTubers? You guys got to have something that you think you want to express about.
Well, to me, what bothers me, and again, I'm in this. I'm not in this to make a living off of it. I have a real job, and it bothers me to watch tubers that stick 3 or 4 commercials or ads in their videos. I saw a video today. Machinga, she does a lot of Kodi builds, and she's very popular. And this is she. Talking extremely popular, and I mean, she gets the hits. I mean, it's amazing how fast her views go up. But she had like 4 ads in a best build. There's so many. All of them say best of builds, and the best build, best add-on makes me creepy because all they're looking for is clicks. Because every build can't be the best. Every add-on is not the best. So when you see that as a title constantly, they're basically just wanting to put that because they know that someone types in best build or best add-on, and all they want is the clicks. And then when I see them not tell you what it is until you get to the end, or they don't have a quick link, a hyperlink to show me where I can get this, I have to watch your whole video. And then in the end, I have a whole list of all the shit they're selling you. Here, you want a box? You want a VPN service? You want this? You want that? Here's all of my affiliation links. And when I see a whole list of affiliation links in a video, in my mind, they're about one thing. And that's about you to get on their page, their video, and to get down there and click it. To click one of those links so that they make something on the back end. So it irks me. It's because it's like, you're not here to help people. You're here to make some money. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, my list is huge. I've got Dog on there. I've got Modib on there.
Right, but I mean, you're pointing to actual other sites and other information. I mean, you're not over there damn poking and selling boxes and VPN services and all that thing saying, and you can tell at the end they'll say affiliation link. It's like,
no. But you see, people click on Modib's little click through his YouTube. I get a beer. That's my
Gotta love the beerware license. I'm just saying.
You gotta put Medivh's on under yours there, Butcher. That way you'll end up with a case of beer by the end of the week.
Hey, but over time, I've been in this for a couple years in YouTube, and dealt with a lot of people. I know a lot of guys and women, and it doesn't take long before you start to figure out what people about, and that's what gets me most of all. Are you here to help people, or are you here to benefit financially off all these people? And what gets me is, look at these big YouTubers. Almost every one of them all have that, like I was talking about, the sell, all the stuff they're selling you in their videos. They can copy and paste that, what they're selling. Hey, you want a box? You want this? You want that? And they're selling you. And I'm thinking, these people have 100 and some odd thousand subscribers. All they want is some more money from them.
Yep.
I would never sell you a thing.
The thing is, you go through mine. I mean, I've got a hardware page. It's got like 4 low-end devices, 4 high-end devices. It's got the Shield, stuff like that on it. But aside from mentioning it right now, I'd never push it, never promote it. I'd just say, hey, go here for information on it. Here's recommended hardware page. What, some things I've looked at that I recommend, because I don't do hardware videos. And the rest of mine, if you look at them, I've got my Real to Grid video. They're linked to the site. And yes, it is my affiliate link, I'll admit. But Track TV, All You See, I'm sorry. Someone corrected me the other day. All You See.
All You See.
And then I've got, a bunch of other video links, my Twitter, Teverz Twitter, Dog's YouTube channel, Teverz YouTube channel, and then whatever links I need at the top. Like my last video, I've got one for Whammo's new repo URL that we've got all our add-ons in. And I threw one on there for Solus's family and did a thing at the beginning of that video for them. That's the type of stuff I put in mine. If you look at the older ones, I had some more of the other stuff. But just as I moved on, I just took them out there because there was really no point for me to have them in there because I never push it and didn't care to. So I just took them out. So now all mine, usually start at where it's fellow YouTube channels and down that's in each one.
I'm going to answer a quick question there for Gordon, by the way. Dependencies, I know a few of us, just to let you know, Gordon, a few of us have talked about doing an add-on list, but the amount of work it would take to put into that one is tremendous, because we would have to go through each code for every add-on for us to do that. And for me, just going through the Gaia repo took me for like 4 hours just to do, and that wasn't going through their add-on. So finding the time to do that would be great if we had a big team that was willing to do it, but probably not going to happen. As for his dependency issue, it could be that you have another repo that gave a false listing for that dependency that could cause your issue. It could be that the person set up that repo and didn't link off dependencies needed. That's possibilities. I couldn't explain why it had failed. Not without the logs anyway.
Yeah, you need to look at the log. And people say, I don't know what's... Even people that are not real experienced, if you go into Kodi and you go to the user data folder, there's a thing that says log. Open it with Notepad. If you go to the bottom, if you had an issue, you can almost tell if it was a dependency. It's going to tell you why that dependency failed. Yep. And that can narrow it down. I think, like Teverz has said, it could be you have a higher version already on your device than what it wanted, or there could be a conflict from a repo that you have on your device that has that dependency. So, and dependencies are needed in a lot of add-ons, because the add-on needs that module, that script to run all the stuff it needs. So, you will need them. But I think a whole list, that would be a lot of work.
Yep. Oh, and just because of a comment that I seen in the chat, I'm drinking Frank's beer, so send me a case. Here's a catch. I may use the beerware license, but I prefer bourbon.
Wait. JD? Jack Daniels?
Well, Maker's Mark is my preferred, but
Okay, I just wanted to clear that up for those guys out there who want to suck up to you. Trademark's having his... It's just trademark. We love you, buddy. So somebody asked about having issues with Deathstream's RD not resolving. I'd probably say update your out resolver for that.
That would be my guess. Do a clear of any providers, cache, things like that you can. This goes for any add-on, but they've got it under their settings or tools menu. Because I've seen that a lot. If you're on a VPN or if you use an ad blocker on the device, turn that off as well to troubleshoot. I've seen ad blockers because some of them use VPNs to do the ad blocking. I've seen those interfere with streaming as well, especially if it's trying to pull from sites that may have the ads and may block it there that way. And that can interfere with the scrapers.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to, replying for, Butch's answer about, okay, so I've actually talked to a couple of YouTubers, and some of these guys actually do this for a living. One of the gentlemen I talked to got injured at work years ago, and he's on this really minimum pension, and he doesn't make hardly anything. And his YouTube supplements his income. So, I mean, for me, it's kind of hard to judge why they do it sometimes.
Yeah, there are background stories to some of them, but here's the catch: if you look at his, and I don't know who you're talking about, off the top of my head, but does his use the clickbait, and are they non-informative or misinformative? That's what you also have to look at.
A good point. I did, and I thank you for that, by the way, Butch. I actually never really thought about. You're right. When you look at, a YouTuber, and if he's got that 600 things listed below, yeah, it kind of makes me wonder too.
And I mean, there are people that are disabled and they can't work and they this and that. That's fine, but that's me judging, but I'm not in it to make a living. That's not why I do it. I'm here to teach people, to inform people, to make their life better by watching TV or movies, whatever they want to do with their devices, to make it better. And there are a lot of people that do it, and to me, it's like a little underhanded things that they do that bothers me. I mean, because that's what you had said. What is some of the stuff that bothers you with some YouTubers? And I see that, and I'm like, and it just amazes me that people will follow these people. And they'll just follow right along. I'm thinking, I mean, you're a paycheck to this guy. I mean, he's not here to teach you anything. He's here to earn off of your clicks. And it's a person people learn from him, great. But I think a lot of times, some of those videos, they're not learning from the people that someone they push next week. They'll push the best video or the best add-on tomorrow.
I do have to give a shout out. Diamond said he doesn't make a penny, but then if you've looked at Diamond's YouTube channel, sorry buddy, you don't have a lot of subscribers. It'll take you a year to make that $100 minimum.
Oh God! And honestly, you don't make a lot off of YouTube now.
No, not
years
lately.
Ago you did. I mean, I probably make maybe $100 every few months. And all that, any money I've always said, any money that I make off of YouTube, it goes back into YouTube. YouTube.com or YouTube or not YouTube, Kodi.tv has got probably about $300 from me over the years because I want to give it back to them. We've seen where there's been GoFundMe's for people's families that are in Kodi for different things over time. I've donated my money to that because to me, it's not about $100 check and what can I go do with that $100 check. My $100 check I want to put it back into someone that's actually doing something good. In something I use. Are they creating something that I'm going to use and I benefit from? That's where my money wants to go. That's why I want to do with my YouTube money. But each person has to figure that out on their own.
Yeah.
And I've done the giveaways myself, and I've even given to individual devs is back as well in the form of the same thing I do with the giveaways. So and it's something that they use.
Yep.
that they, and it wasn't major, but it was a thank you gesture, you know, of what they did, and it was done by me for, you know, the fact of saying thanks. You know, one of them had done a lot of help for me, or a lot of work for me in the past, helping me out with an add-on, and you know, it was my way to say thank you. Um, you know, it just like, you know, and just like the butcher's talking about, you know, I'm not even going to have a check next month coming, just because I haven't been able to do the videos, you know, and it takes a while to build it up. I mean, we anymore, and Teverz, you pointed it out at the turn of the year. They really dropped how much people make, so you're going to start seeing a lot of spam clickbait videos showing up.
Yep.
As more YouTubers notice that. So you know, you'll see a lot more of them with that clickbait title.
Yeah, because I mean, it's amazing how many views you got to get to actually get any money.
Yeah.
I am finding, just on a side note for the death streams, there is quite a few that I'm finding are not resolving. I am finding quite a few of the links that we're having some issue with resolving, and again, that leans back towards the URL resolver. And is it being updated, maintained, and
maintained properly?
And that's up for question. But
I'm waiting for the noobs and nerd team to replace that somehow.
Well, if we could get some more people that would be willing to jump in, I think you would probably see the Nan looked at that. But too many things on our plate, or on the team's plate, and instead of trying to do 100 different things and doing all of them kind of poorly, you need to focus on what you're doing. I personally feel that that a group, and not just people in NAN, but there's people with a Illuminati group, or in the Blamos group, or Afterbirth, numerous other groups. If people came together and said, you know what, we're going to work on this as a joint project, it would not be that daunting. And I know that Mids told us that keeping up a URL resolver was actually easier than scrapers.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, while Blamble Me would probably love to do that, we're already maintaining, you know, 4 add-ons between the two of us, and him. You know, he concentrates primarily on death streams, and you know, I can't speak, you know, for him, but while it would be great to be involved in something like that, it's just we already got a ton on our plate, and with me working even more hours, more days now, it's almost impossible for me to even sit down and do much of anything, and it's killing me. But I mean, I completely agree. There needs to be a collaborative effort. You know, I'd thought about it even for the scrapers, you know, based off Placenta, and jokingly told Lambo, I said, we should do an Afterbirth scraper, just for these forks. But you know what? You know, now just make them work for it. If they want to copy it, they're going to copy it regardless. So you know, we're not even going to mess with it. But
well, I know that Origin, when he did some of his scrapers, you know, he had his own set of scrapers that he created.
Yeah.
And with his, he actually added in the resolver was part of his scraper. So it wasn't separate. It actually resolved the link in his script.
Yeah, some of the ones that was in the Covenant forks had separate style resolvers that was in the scrapers. I'm just letting URL resolver do the work because that's just more work for us, and we just return the URL and leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, the Covenant forks even have that ability if you want to go that deep into it. But I don't know. For me, it's just more work, so I'm not going that route myself.
That's what I'm saying. We too many people have a lot on their plate, and you just can't. Even though you want to do it, it's like I don't have time to.
Yeah, I mean, I could help be a project manager, but you know.
Yeah. I see you guys are falling behind. I'm waiting to see some work coming back.
I did want to say one thing. I actually have a tremendous respect for Diamond, by the way. Because when we put up the naughty and not nice repo list, he's given me quite a few repos to look up. But he actually took his own repo, which had some hazards in the beginning, and rebuilt it. And him and I have been working together on it. What I do know about Diamond, honestly, is he's all about the community. It's not about him. Yep. I'm just giving a shout out to you, buddy. So I don't know why they're threatening him. I have no idea. That's not fair to him.
Yeah, and here's the thing, you know, we've all got our families and everything, and too. So I mean, like, you know, I took a break here just a minute ago while Butcher was talking, for mine, stepped away from the mic, but you know, and that's one thing that, you know, that we have mixed in too, you know, just like you all, we've got our families and on top of everything that we're doing, so, you know, Teverz here lately on Sundays, he disappears right after the show and goes and takes care of his stuff.
Well, grandkids.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've got 5 with 6 on the with a 6th on the way. So,
Hey, the Lord gave me 2 hands, and that was how many youngins I needed to have.
Well, I'm talking about grandkids. So.
Oh, grandkids. Well, there's Super Dell.
Oh yeah, you know, fill them up with jelly beans and send them home. or as we like to do, tea.
Give him some sweet tea.
Oh, hey, Diamond joined us.
Hey, what's up,
buddy.
Everyone?
Hey.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
That's Super Dell. That's Super Dell.
Was that Super Dell?
That's Super Dell.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
How everybody doing?
Well, good, buddy.
Doing pretty good. How are you doing this afternoon?
Oh man, shopping with the wife.
Yeah.
Going bankrupt with the wife, huh?
Right.
Oh,
right.
He just said your wife's not around, is she?
No.
Okay. See, he just said the naughty word.
That's the thing. When I used to go shopping with my wife, she would go shopping, and when I go shopping, no, I'm there for a mission. There is certain products that I'm there to get. I walk to that, I get that item, I walk to the front, get back in my car, go back home. Right. You know, she wanted to shop. We got to go up every aisle. No, we don't. There's nothing on this aisle I need.
Well, see, that's what I like about mine. She has the same mentality about you. Go in there and get what you want and get out.
Yeah, the longer you're there, the more you'll spend.
You got you a good one.
Oh, you have no clue. She puts up with me. She's definitely a keeper.
So, SD buddy, we had a couple of things that we talked about because today's show was about YouTubers. So we got basically 2 questions for you. Question number 1 is what type of hardware you use, because I had a lot of people ask about that. And number 2 is what your opinion is about YouTubers and kind of what their responsibility is with that.
All right. You say the first question is
hardware.
What hardware that I use? What to get on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, well, basically, I use a regular C920 webcam, and sometimes I use OBS, and I do have a capture device back there. So I mean, it's really nothing big. I really don't use anything too big, too complicated. I got some cheap head phones that I wear, and yeah, it's pretty simple. I got a pretty simple layout, honestly. So that's pretty much what I got to actually do YouTube videos on that one. And so you say the second question, say that one again.
Oh, what your opinion is about YouTubers overall, particularly toward Kodi, what people feel about how we're endangering it, or what you think is a good YouTuber, your opinion of that.
All right. This is my thing, and I just talked about this on my Friday show. You know, tubers, box sellers get blamed for a lot. But here's my theory. If you don't want the content out there, why even put it out on Twitter? Why put it out on Facebook? Why put it out where people can get a hold of it? Once it go to the internet, anything can happen. It can go viral. And I think YouTubers and box sellers overall get blamed for a lot. And I just think it's kind of unfair. Whenever you put content on the internet, all right, when you like, let's just take Kodi builds for instance, right? People who create Kodi builds. When you put it out there and your stuff is good, people going to grab it. So that means if your server get knocked, it is really the person who put it out there fault. That's my take on it. And I know creators, Kodi build creators, they keep theirs to their customers only. They keep it to their family and friends, close loved ones. And they don't put their content out there because they know they got a good product. And if it get, somebody get a hold of it, what can happen to it. So, I mean, I just hate that, YouTubers get blamed for stuff. Box sellers get blamed. Just don't put your content out there. Keep it to yourself. It's obvious you want to get recognized really when you put it out there. I'm just being real. When I remember when a few years, about 3 years ago, when the Kodi builds first started really getting popular, that was the thing. You wanted to get, that's how you got known inside of Kodi. You got your developers and everything, but once them builds and everything started coming out, you really got known,
Yep.
And that was my take on it. So they just, I mean, I hate when I hear that. And I don't forget who was that, they used to have it come across their RSS feed, box sellers and tubers, destroying Kodi. No, Kodi is not going anywhere, ever.
Never.
I hear that theory, like, oh man, you're destroying Kodi. Like, what? I don't like destroying Kodi. Yeah, we might be getting an eye on like certain add-ons and like that, but if you don't want your add-on touched, don't put it out there.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you announce something, somebody's going to pick up on it.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you're a popular person or a popular repo and you put that out there, I remember when we did Elysium Light, when just released it put it on the repo, and we weren't even in. I was asked, they're like, "Well, go ahead and do a video on it." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that when I get home from work." Before I got home, someone had already done a video on it. I'm like, how did they even see it? But people watch repos, and if it's gonna, once it's on a repo, people are gonna get it. And if you don't want it, like Superdale said, if you're a person that's like, I don't want to be famous, I don't want no one to know about my add-on, then you don't put it on a repo, or you put it on a repo that nobody knows about. And guess what? It won't be noticed. Only you and your family will be able to.
Thank you.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. Just to let you know, guys, I'm pretty sure that's Diamond who joined us now.
Yeah, it is. That little fuzzy icon. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Say hello, Diamond. Okay, we got him here, but his microphone. Oh, there we are.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, now we can. Yep.
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Hello to everyone. I'm very, very honored to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Okay, so you're a fellow YouTuber. Now, by the way, thanks, SD. That was awesome. Actually, that was quite informative, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Diamond, Bud, your opinion. Okay, A, what kind of hardware software do you use? And question your whole opinion on what's happening with, Kodi and YouTubing and what you feel about that.
You mean us?
What kind of software hardware do you use?
You mean? Well, I only use this. The software I use for the video is OBS Studio. That's what I use for the video. You mean for my laptop?
Yeah. Don't worry about the laptop you're using. I was just curious. You don't use a webcam, so basically you're just recording a screen. I know that.
Yes, I guess record the screen. I don't use a webcam.
And
I gotta turn off the other audio. I gotta turn off the other audio. Hold on. Yes, I guess recorded.
Yeah.
I guess I do use a webcam sometimes, but I really don't like being on video. I guess recorded.
oh, you're bashful. We
Video.
love you for that.
Yeah, I don't like the camera.
You need to take after Butcher. Have a couple of beer first.
beer.
Start.
I guess I have a cheap $10 headset. Nothing expensive, but that will be my next investment. Okay.
Okay. Now, your opinion on YouTubers reviewing your thoughts, buddy.
Well, you probably noticed I don't do a lot of reviews on add-ons. I guess do a few. I do feel they can be over advertised. I mean, they're already in our bills. I don't think it's really necessary to scream about every single add-on that comes out, because most of them are the same. I mean, I'm doing my own add-on now. I'm doing the Gen thing. I'm doing my own add-on, and
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I probably won't even review my own add-on. It's not necessary. Like I said, I'm not here to make money. I started this for my friends, for my family, and that was basically it. I mean, I made the repo installer for my build. That's what it's for, so they don't have to go out and play musical URLs. So, I mean, when the devs change new URLs, it's not necessary because the add-on repo installer does it for them. So that's why I made it. I don't do this for money.
Well, let's just dive in. What videos did you watch to learn about gen templating?
The Butcher.
That's a shout out to you there, bud.
Thank you.
Yes, money.
Thank you.
Hold on a second. Let me see.
Thank you.
I think that was.
You have no idea.
2 cents. 2 cents. No, but hey, I will. And again, with people that create in gen templates, I tell people over and over, join our Telegram group. You'll get so much more support when people want me to tell them how to fix something. It is so hard to tell people how to fix things in the comments of a video. Sometimes I can, if it's easy, I can do it. But I ask for people, if possible, join the Telegram group, because there's 170 people in there now. Excuse me, 170 people in there now. And that means that me or Mid or Blue or any of the people that have been doing it a while don't have to tell you how to do everything. There's people that have done it and have built their own, and they can jump in there and help you. So,
Yeah.
you know, we really, it's amazing in that group, the stuff that people share. We've got live groups. We've got a live channel that's a separate thing in Gen. If you want to work on live stuff, you work on that. If you're working on sports, there's a group that if people want to put sports in their add-on, you go work on that group. So the idea is to filter them into the Telegram group, and then that gives you basics. But if there's certain things you want to focus on, then we pull you or give you the other URL that you can work on something else. And the idea comes from, with creating a gen template, nobody's bitching and crying about clones or copy and paste, because guess what? We give you the clone, make it what you want. And the thought process is, hey, maybe some of these people that create an add-on are going to want to work towards keeping scrapers going, or create a plugin, and not have to depend on other people because they have a vested interest. And that's the idea behind the gen, is we want you to be involved. We want you to be vested so that you'll want to help learn and help fix it for everybody. Because when you fix a scraper, it don't help just me. It helps anybody that has a gen template, as well as Maverick. I think he's using the Noobs and Nerds scrapers.
Yep. And you know, I've seen it firsthand myself. You know, and I've helped out in one of the scraper channels. There's a couple guys that, you know, when I seen them talking about one in there they was having issues with, that I jumped in and helped them on. And now they're just going on and doing their own thing, doing scrapers and getting better.
Wow.
And it helps the community. You know, not just Nan, not just that individual, but it helps everybody, because then it gets shared in a very positive way.
Well, it's just pausing you, Butch. People are want to know, when you go into the Telegram, what are you searching for to find the group? Or
if you want to find the group, just search me. I mean, my name, you can't, the butcher. Search me, send me a little request, a little message, and I will give you the link. We don't want to post the link out for whoever to jump in.
Right.
We'd rather invite people as we go, and because I revoke, if I create a invite link, I revoke it after a day or two, because I don't want somebody just posting that here, there, and everywhere. I want people to at least have a little bit of to actually have enough time to message me. If you got enough time to message me, and then say, hey, Todd, I want to join your group. Okay, I'll send you an invite. You can jump in it. We don't want 1,000 people that just click it because somebody posted a link somewhere.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And we let anybody in. There's been times where some people in the admin groups were like, "You're inviting that person in?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because
You never invited Trademark, did you?
yeah, he's been in there numerous times. But the thing is that and Mid is the most forgiving and open, welcoming person. The same as I forgive a lot. So you know what? You don't know what someone might be able to give back to the community if they're not in it. But if they come in and get excited about it, you don't know. They might be someone making a scraper. They might be someone making a plugin. Mr. X, I'll give a shout out to him. He created an IMDb plugin. So now you can link your gen to IMDb lists. So you got Track, TMDB, and now IMDb, as well as some of the other plugins. But now you've got 3 different places you can pull this from. So it's cool that people are giving back. So message me on Telegram. If you can't figure out how to get Telegram, there's Google. Telegram. Look up Telegram.
If you want to open up a whole nother world, somebody out there needs to do a TV maze plugin for it, because you can pull networks off of there and scrape shows that are on the networks that way.
TV maze. Let me write that down because my memory's about 2 minutes long.
Hey, the butcher, please personally tell Blue thank you. He made it really. You both made it really sound very simple, and it is. I mean, if you have a logical mind, it's very simple. Very simple.
And as we work on different stuff, and she was working on the README today because she says it's getting a little bit confusing, but we try to put stuff in the README that tells them. Today, I'm going to make a video on metallic players. I'm going to show people how to create their own customized metallic player. Because
I need that.
Because,
yes.
You know, Jen doesn't have a library function. That was one of the things that I asked Mid for. I was like, can you do a function? And he says, well, maybe somebody else will create that plugin. But I found that if I had metallic and I had extended info mod and a player for my add-on, I could go and do a search, and I could right click it and pull up extended info mod and add that TV show movie to my
library.
My library.
Yeah.
And
that's a good idea.
I'm using, it's kind of like your kind of a backwards way of doing it, but using the extended info mod uses metallic, which adds it to your library. And library function for TV shows to me is a no-brainer. I don't know why people continue to go to an add-on, search the add-on. What's the show I'm looking for? Oh, what season? What episode?
Right.
I add it to my library. I go right over to the TV. Let's see. I go to my TV, go to the library. Boom. There's all the shows that. Let's see. I go to my TV shows, click it, and it has all the shows that I care about. You know, American Horror Story, Black Mirror, whatever I want to do. So that's, to me, it's ease of use. So I will do a video on that. Hopefully that'll help people to make it easier for them.
Yeah, and everybody's got their own way.
Right. Well, I'm working on something because I got an older auntie, and she used to have internet, but she really don't watch cable or nothing. She just love movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. But she cannot stand Kodi. So I'm trying to figure out a way that make it as simple as possible for her, man. Because when I tell you, she do not want to click. Even when she had her internet, she did not want to click 2 times. She was like, man, this is just too much.
Plex.
The thing about it, does Plex work offline, or is it?
Yeah, at one point it did for local libraries. I haven't used it lately, so I couldn't say for sure.
Right.
I can tell you someone's videos to check out and see. I don't know if he hits on the local storage on it or not. Is
Okay.
Review Dork. He's been doing several videos on Plex lately.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know about him. I've been doing them too, but I didn't know if it was offline or not because I didn't see it offline.
It used to be, you used to be able to set up like a server in the house, machine to be your server in your house.
Right.
You know, of course, you got to think it's been 5-6 years since I messed with Plex.
Yeah, because
I'm sure that's not something they took out.
Yeah, because she cut everything. She was like, I just want to watch a movie. So I'm like, man, I'm out here trying to figure out ways how to just what she could do. She can't stand 2 clicks, but if that's the only way we got to go, that's the only way we got to go. I even went out and bought a Samsung media player and hooked the external hard drive up to it. I mean, it worked.
Have you thought about paying for her own Netflix account?
She don't want to do, man. When I tell you, she just don't want to. She don't want to pay for nothing. She just want to be able to watch.
She don't want to pay for nothing.
She don't want to. Like I said, man. When I told her, I said, Auntie, why did you cut your cable off? She said, I don't use it. She said, I don't use it, and she just, one of them stubborn people who just doesn't.
Yeah, then you definitely don't want to hook her up with an Alexa and show videos because there's no telling what would end up coming up.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, right.
She'd start getting mad at it, start cussing at it or something. Next thing you know, something that pops up she don't really like.
Yeah. Well, she even went back to because she had a smartphone. She even went back. I guess these flip phones are starting to become more popular. She was like, I don't need none of that content. I'm like, God, what the hell? This is not the 80s.
Yeah, she wants old school Nokia.
Yeah, she want old school, like just. But I'm definitely working on something that way, because it is people out there. People out there, they scared. They don't. Really the older generation, they just don't want to. Change. Change is hard for some people. So I'm trying to work on something. I ain't know Plex was offline because I know I did a bunch of Plex videos that did good, but I didn't know if they was offline or not. If they offline, that'd be good because I can actually just get a box and put Plex on there and just hook up a external hard drive to an Android box.
Let me just to let you know, SD. I've got a Buffalo NAS server that's got Plex built into it, the Plex server, right? It's a 16 terabyte. At one time, I had like 13 terabytes of movies. And I set it up that way on my server so that my wife could be on her computer downstairs or on the TV. Before I introduced her to Kodi, she could just play a movie on the TV. So loved Plex for that. But then I found out. So now you know that locally it works fine on my local network. But then my server also has the ability for me to have a link. And then I gave that to my daughter and then to my other family, and people were watching my movies at their house.
Yes.
Off my server though, so.
Yeah, remote access, yep.
And that slows your home internet down though.
A little bit. Not much.
Yeah, it sounds like it wouldn't bother her though, because it sounds like she doesn't even really use it.
Well, I got the Nighthawk X10, and I got a 4 terabyte external hard drive hooked up to it, where like my mom's she and my auntie, I think I got 2 cousins that actually log into, I just took down their emails and activated it for them, and they got access to my place. But this auntie, man, God dang, man, she
We've all had that one family member.
Oh my goodness, there's always one, man. And I'm just trying to figure out, I've been doing so much research, and
Plex may be your answer. And the nice thing is, if she has something she's wanting that's not on there, with the remote access, you may be able to put it on there without having to even go over there.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it, she got rid of her internet. She's just over there, man. She 80s straight up. He got rid of everything, and I'm like, Auntie, you need the internet, you know? She like, look, I don't use the internet. I don't have a computer. I'm like, but dang. I'm like, listen, you can get the internet for like $30-$40 a month.
Okay.
She like, listen.
So what Esti's saying, he's going to go old school, buy a DVD recorder and start making DVDs for her again.
But I have found out, I've been doing some research, these new like Blu-ray players that they selling for like $40-$50. They got the USB on there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going to get one. Like I said, I got the Samsung Smart Player. It worked. You know, but of course she got to click some more buttons, but I'm thinking of going to try out one of these Blu-ray players with the USB and hopefully a 2 terabyte or something to work for.
Yeah, that may work really well for her.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I will say on the Gen idea, you can actually go into the settings if you turn off link selection, you turn that off, and then down there it has the links that you're able to see. You can turn it to just SD or HD, make it HD. It becomes a one-click add-on. So if you created your own add-on, but the content, what should need internet, but
yes,
for regular people, you can make it a one-click add-on. You go and you search, you click it, and it goes through and scrapes, and then it automatically finds the link. So it becomes a one-click add-on, even though it's using scrapers.
We just keep going back to, but she needs internet.
Yeah, she needs internet. That's the key. Butch, when I tell you she don't want to pay $10 for internet, she just man, she loves to travel a lot. So she's retired now, and she be in and out, and she just don't want to. I'm like, you definitely need internet, at least internet. She like, no, I don't want it, and so.
Well, and here's the thing: even if you did finally talk her into it, even if you paid for it yourself, the first time it goes down while she's trying to watch something, she's gonna lose it on you.
Your fault. AT&T here in the U.S., I don't know if it's all over the U.S. They do have a $10 internet. If you're on some type of government program, you can actually get $10 internet, but it's only 10 megs.
Yeah, but I know I heard about that, and I don't know if she'll qualify because my uncle got her set up real good. He passed not too long ago, but she set up well, man. I'm talking about. You would think she just broke. She just cheap. she just cheap.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's one of the guys I work for is like that. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Man, I ain't never met. I'm cheap too, but I'm telling you, she making me lose
all I
my
have is
hair.
internet.
So
And I don't even have no hair.
I don't know how many of you guys are actually computer friendly. My mom bought her first computer in 2003. It was a 386. So we're talking, early 90s computer. And of course she's like, Ma, son, I needed it to do this. And I'm like, Ma, that computer won't even run Windows. What are you talking about? I went and bought her a brand new Dell computer, right? I brought it in the house and I set it all up. She comes home, walks in the door and says, take it back.
Oh. I've been using computers since the Atari 400.
Oh, holy smoke. Okay, you're giving away your age too, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, man.
I understand the anti thing, SD, I do.
Yeah, man. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. I'm talking about all this week, man. I've been just, man. I'm gonna just try this one more. Like I said, it's either gonna be the Samsung media player, or I'm gonna try Blu-ray. And this is it. Whichever one looked the best, the easiest, she's getting. And I'm walking in and setting it up. Give her about a good 10-minute instruction, and I'm walking out, man. Cause she, man, at least get the internet, and she don't want to get nothing.
Gotta have the internet. I built my own HD 4-bay antenna. I don't have cable. Gets the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know what we gonna do with her, man.
Pausing you guys for a second. I know Modib had a subject he wanted to touch on. I don't know what it was. You still want to go there, buddy?
Yeah. Touch on? It's one way to put it. And I don't know, I kind of hit it at the beginning a little bit. Talk about a certain individual that pushing not particularly malicious, at least yet, code out to the community, but it's definitely limiting people's choices, taking away their option to decide for themselves. And that would be that little Mr. Douchebag Carnage. Just because he has an issue with being listed on the site that pointed out the fact that he had add-on overwriting other add-ons. And from my understanding, he has since corrected it after pushing out all the threats, after threatening to reveal people's personal information.
Wow.
And put out malicious code to corrupt people's I can only guess what would be malicious about it. You know, corrupting people's installs, revealing their information, taking their information, who knows. But you know, he laid down all them threats and then started using code to tell people, no, you can't use my add-ons because you have these others. You know, just general douchebaggery is about the only way to put it. And I'm just throwing that out there because, you know, he's the only person that's actually pushed back on the repo list that we put out for people to use as for their own guidance, for their own information. And as Teverz said at the beginning of the show, if he had only, you know, been like, hey, what do you talk about? What add-on? And corrected it, that would have been fine. You know, off the list, whatever, you know, great to go. But no, he had to start laying down threats to developers and even people that weren't even involved. I mean, he was threatening people that I haven't even heard anything out of them in the Kodi community for a while. Threatening to release public information or private information. And I know he's done it in the past because I've seen where he released people's phone numbers, names, and everything else on Twitter. So I guess he thought he could scare us or something, and had taken his name off of one out of hundreds of sites out there that's got it. And you know, we stood our ground because that's not why we're doing it. We're not doing it for our own publicity. We're not doing it, you know, we did videos on it and said, hey, here you guys go. Here's a place you can go. If you want to submit one for us to review, you can. So you all stay informed. And he had a problem with that because he didn't want people to know. Evidently, he had an issue with being pointed out and just went complete full-on nuclear mode on it. And you know, now he's got that other code in there, so it's staying on the list because now he's doing something else against the community, and this time on purpose. And the kind of the funny thing is, you know, he just keeps blasting me and doesn't have my information. Don't care if he does. But keeps blasting me, and I've said maybe 5 things to him just about the entire time, and I keep going back to, dude, just fix it. That's pretty much all I keep saying to him, and he just keeps laying on personal attacks. And people are starting to notice as well. You know, he made a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and I told him, I said, man, you're a grown man. Act like it. You know, this is all you got to do. And he still won't do it. So, you know, take that as you will. You know, make your own judgment on it. But just throwing that out there for everybody.
Hey, so Tantrum, so what it's doing, if you have his add-ons or his repository, it's installing other code to disable other add-ons that you might have on your device. Is that, am I hearing that's what?
Well, he originally, the first step he did was he renamed a summary of all his add-ons to say Tantrum sucks balls. No big deal. Don't care.
We all know Tantrum does too. Yeah.
Well, yeah. You know, I like Cadbury eggs. What can I say? It's that time of year. But then he took it a step further, and of course was threatening to release people's private information, phone numbers, names, addresses, crap like that. Then he put in code. He took a page out of TVA's book.
Ooh.
And put in code and activated it, which actually the code is still in Sports Hub from the original Pro Sports, because that's where I first seen that code ever. To where if you have certain add-ons or certain repositories installed, it says nope, we're not compatible with this, and press OK for me to delete myself. So he took away people's option to decide what add-ons they want on their builds or what add-ons they want on their box by doing that, because he's saying, you know, oh, I don't like this person, so you can't use mine if you like theirs. And now he's been threatening to release other code,
Kill codes,
to do either remove add-ons or something. He just says to end all forks. He's going to push something out that'll kill Kodi and end all forks. I think the last thing I read was he said he sent code to to the Kodi team for them to do it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, if you think you know more than that team, that you're going to send them something that they wouldn't be able to do on their own, you got issues.
I had a question for you, Butcher, by the way.
On the spot.
Does Blue have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
I never knew that. After all this time I've been flirting with her, I never knew she had a YouTube channel.
She doesn't do a lot of videos. She did them back in the Phoenix days.
Oh, and, wow.
So she had some videos back then, and then she removed a bunch of them because it was old skin videos, like how-tos.
Yeah.
And she's posted some of the Gen videos. I think she reposted them in her channel also. Yeah, she's talked about maybe revamping her YouTube page, and I told her, I said within 2 weeks you'll have more subscribers than me. I said, you get on there, start talking. I mean, we know that most Kodi users are guys, and if a woman is talking, they're going to gravitate like mosquitoes to a light. I mean, they're going to be on it. So, yeah, she has a YouTube. Let me see if I'll tell you what the URL is.
Question while you look for that, though. Did she ask you that question, whether to use the schoolgirl or sexy voice?
I told her, I said you use either one of those, you're going to be flying through subscribers. Yeah, she's only got like 700 subscribers, and if you just do a search, it's just Blue. Her name is just Blue on there.
Oh, I'll have to find it and put it in the comments down below.
Hold on, let me see if
I need a reminder. We're waiting on a puppies video.
No, that's not the puppy. Yeah, that puppy. Never mind.
Set those puppies free.
Yeah. Who was that? That Oz asked that in Twitter. He's like, "Are you going to show off your puppies?" And yeah, she did.
All right, I posted her link over there in the side chat. That, like I said, she only has, I think, 3 videos right now. There's 3 of them.
Hey, let me copy that. I'll put it in the show so that it'll come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough subscribers. Hopefully I can get that all in there. No, I'm gonna have to. Anyway, it's up. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. No. That was the question. So yeah, well, hopefully, she's planning on doing some videos. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's on her. She had some ideas, but just like the rest of us, we get so many different ideas, and you get pulled, and you're working on something, and you turn around and work towards something else.
Yeah. Oh, this repo list kept me busy for quite a few days. And of course, my rants. So, I love, because YouTube's always educating you and sending out emails, and this is what you should do. And they always say go back and look at what your top, videos were. And I'll have you know that other than my build, and my review on the H96 box. All the rest are my rants. I mean, not just the last week's rants. All of them are my rants. That's my popularity.
People like drama. Why do you think the Real Housewives is? How many cities has Real Housewives? I mean, people like drama. That's what they like. I mean, why you can go and you can name 3 or 4 YouTubers that's the majority of their videos are about that, and people like it. It's sensationalism. It's juicy. You feel like they might get some inside information. Everybody likes to fight, so yeah, whatever.
My problem is normally I get passionate and I can't help it, and then I got to express myself. But the truth is, I'd rather have people, my how-tos or a review, and that's what I'd like to see more popular personally. But for me, guys, that's a good question for you guys. What are your favorite types of videos to make? Like, I know Butcher loves to do the how-tos.
Right now, I'm into cutting the cable cord. That's what I'm into right now.
Screw the big company. Yeah.
Yeah, screw them. I used to work for them, too. The biggest one.
Do you work for Verizon, too?
No, Comcast.
Oh, I worked for Verizon, damn it.
Yeah, I work. I
sure
work
about that? Charter's pretty big.
Yeah, I think Comcast in the States, Comcast is #1.
Charter can't be too far behind them.
Yeah, Charter. Yeah, with all the acquisitions, yeah, that's been going on. Yeah, Charter can't be too far behind, but Comcast.
I think the only thing Charter doesn't have on them is Comcast owns a lot of the FCC rights.
Yes.
A lot of companies have to lease their rights in different areas.
Yup.
Trust me, I used to work for another one too. So.
Yup. And Comcast got a lock on that. But yeah, I'm right now. I started off doing boxes, Kodi builds. That's really how I got popular, doing a bunch of Kodi builds. But then kids growed up, got into football and basketball, baseball. So I dipped out, came back. Boxes, and then now I'm really into cutting, saving people money. That's my agenda right now, is trying to get people to access Plex, what type of equipment as far as routers and modems, just that way we can save money and put that money elsewhere, so that's my agenda, for probably the last 5 months. Cutting the cable cord, just getting it down. Yeah, a lot of people saving a lot of money now.
Oh, my whole goal, when I started educating people about 3 years ago with Kodi, and thank you for that, bringing that up, SD. My whole goal was that I would really hope that the big companies, honestly, I would go back to cable if they gave me choices.
Yes.
And I was hoping that these big companies would learn, hey, we're tired of you. We don't want this. I want to be able to watch the show I want to watch. I don't want to spend $100 a month to get 900 channels I never use.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Back when I was with Comcast, it was rumors, talks of this, and this is back in 2007 and 8. I'm gonna say about 5 and 6, and it was talks because the one thing about cable companies, they always try to stay 4 or 5 years ahead of anybody.
Yep.
That's just the goal. That's why they pay them people, them engineers, to try to stay ahead. But it's a shame. I think they will have a whole lot of subscribers if they was just to do let you pick what you want.
Smaller, better price network bundles. And
yes.
The network companies are the ones to blame for that, because what our company had looked into it too, that I worked for, and they just kept shooting it down. They said, no, we don't want that. And the next thing you know, the prices went up from them. So it had to be passed on to the customer. And that's the main reason that the media companies are too greedy, and the buck gets passed on. The price goes up for the cable companies, they jack their prices up. Then you have the ones. There was one with DirecTV a few years ago that said if you carry these channels, we're not going to be a part of it. And they pulled them.
Wow.
And you know, so I mean, you know, that stuff happens. You know, it's all about money with them.
All
And
about
that's what it comes down to. But they don't see the big picture. You know, you drop that price and you offer the packages. Yeah, you may lose out, but here's the thing: you're losing out because you don't offer the content people want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. It's just like with like with YouTubers. It's finding your niche.
Yep, that's what it's
And,
about.
There.
Yep, that's what it's about.
Now the net neutrality thing didn't pass. Don't you guys think it's just going to get a lot worse and not any better?
Oh
Well,
yeah, I mean it's all about the media and the money. I mean, you know, and it's going to keep getting worse. And the sad part is, they revoked net neutrality in a way using a bylaw that keeps it from ever being reenacted.
Yeah. Well, the only thing we got with that, because you got, I don't forget how many states are involved in this lawsuit. These big companies, Facebook, Google is involved. You know, quite a bit of attorney generals. I guess the last hope we have is when it go to court that you know, it get reversed, because like you said, you know, they supposed to actually work for the people, and you know, you got all these people and you know the public saying no, we don't need it. You know, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Well,
I'm hoping.
Here's the thing, and this shows you how it is in the States. And it may sound like an odd comparison, but when you think about it, it's identical. Media and pharmaceutical, exact same thing. It's money driven. The government's going to back where the money is.
Yeah.
Because you know it's. I mean, look at it from this point of view. Pharmaceutical, you know, oh well, we spent 1.2 billion, you know, coming up with this medication. First quarter, we made 6.7 billion. You know, those are just numbers out my ass, but you know that gives you an idea. You know, they make that money back quick.
Absolutely.
Because of the high prices.
Absolutely.
And then they turn around and they're like, well, we have to do that. No, you don't. All right. You know, if this is a medication that's legitimate and is needed, then you're going to make it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a $60 per pill or $10 per pill. You're going to make that money regardless if it is something that is needed by people.
Yep.
I mean, it's I had a nephew that passed away from cancer, and his chemo treatments, 10 grand a pop.
God.
And that was before they added the medication that was actually there to kill the cancer. 10 grand a pop, and doing a treatment every other week. So, you know, just do the math there.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, too bad for you. It says that affects in Canada, true, but truthfully, it doesn't. We have our own laws up here.
Yeah, and Canada, they've got what a lot of people don't realize. While some of their things, yeah, they're better than the States, they're different in other ways. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tevers. I remember reading somewhere at one point, like with the medical, here in the States, nobody can be refused treatment. But in Canada, while you do have the supplied medical, they have the ability up there to refuse treatment. Is that right?
No.
Okay. So that article is wrong.
I know that for a reason, because my mother, before she passed away, was part of a lawsuit which is about to finish this year. And out of the 15 people that are in the lawsuit, 2 of them have been refused medical treatment. And they are going to get their lawsuit for that part quite well, because it is against the law to refuse treatment.
Okay, so it is against the law, even though it had happened. So that's probably where that article came from then, because it may have been somebody seen something about that lawsuit then.
Good, man. Oh, this lawsuit's huge. Not little. It's huge. It's actually, there's quite a few hundred people in it, and it's the federal government's going to be sued. Oh, it's actually, that's in court right now too. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was talking about the net neutrality. In Canada, you guys have the FCC, whatever, right? we have a similar organization here in Canada, and at one time, the people up here hated that particular part of government because, truthfully, it was largely controlled by some of the big companies. And quite a few years ago, the Supreme Court stepped down and said, "Oh heck, no, no more." And I'm loving the new regulation board that they have because they've actually stopped the big companies from doing things. So we have a lot more freedom up here right now, which I kind of feel bad for you guys because that neutrality kind of scares me down there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm hoping that, you know, with all of these lawsuits, you know, it can get hung up, shoot, 2-3 more years, you know, when it's going to court. And like you say, you got these big organizations, you know, like I say, Google is on the people's side, Facebook, on the people's side. So you got some billion-dollar corporations that's saying, listen, we don't want this because it can affect them. It can affect us as YouTube.
It's going to affect their ad revenue big time.
Yes, heck yeah. Yes.
And here's the thing, too. Google is known for looking at the government and saying, suck it. And not just in the United States. There was, and more companies are starting to do it. Because, for example, to kick back to earlier in the show, ExpressVPN, which is on restoreprivacy.com, they told a government one time, because where they're located, you know, they're in a more neutral location, and they told a government, you know, to more or less piss off. You're not getting our servers. You're not getting this data. And the government came in and yanked it off the shelf. But, you know, that tells you, you know, they took a stand and said, no, we're not doing this. And, you know, that was the only way they got it, was they had to come in with a court order and physically yank it off the rack in order to get that information. And more and more companies are standing up like that.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping it definitely don't go. I see a question: will the net neutrality be blocked by the government and the states? It's still going through process right now. In due process, we'll know what's going on.
Yep. And someone had posted a little bit ago. I seen it. Here it is. Gold Rush 1 said that New York State passed an executive order to roll back support to support net neutrality this week.
Well, it is. I think I seen one YouTuber actually, I don't forget what state it was, but they doing their own thing. I think it's in a city. I don't think it's the whole state, but one city already said, forget that. We going to our own internet. And they invested, and the people approved it. You know, and they invested. They was like, forget that. We just won't use them. You know, we do our own thing. And I'm guessing they getting ready to build their own. You know, they're going to do their own.
More and more states are doing that for different things. I mean, not just the internet, and with the whole thing going on with net neutrality now. I mean, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. And I say that because, for example, CBD oil, all right, cannabinoid oil, at a federal level, it's fine. It's legal. Not a problem. Long as, you know, there's no or minimal THC content. And some states have passed laws banning it specifically. And it's just like marijuana. Some states it's legal in, some states it's legal for medicals, but at a federal level, it's completely illegal. And, you know, that just tells you where some states are trying to push back. And keep things more at a state level that should be, and are things that they don't agree with at the federal level, and they're starting to go around that. And, you know, that's great, at least in my opinion, because, you know, that may be what it takes to push back to get certain things overturned, such as net neutrality. Get that put back in there.
Yeah, man, because I definitely, that it's all about the mighty dollar.
Oh yeah,
it's all about that mighty dollar, and that's just what the world is about, getting that money. And
yep,
you know, I mean, and it's to me, when you're running a business, okay, I get it. You're running a business, you know, you want to get as much as you can to take care of generations and generations of your family. I get it, but I just think sometimes, you know, greediness, you know, they just overthink things. You're making a lot of money as it is now, but you know, you want more, you want more, you want more.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, and that started a long time ago because just to give some information out there, some education. Marijuana. Do you know the real reason why it's even illegal?
because the government can't. Yeah, the government can't get a cut if you grow your own.
Oh, actually, no. It's I had a relative that did a huge paper on it.
Mm-hmm.
Back when when all that stuff first started on it, there was a big push for hemp-made newspaper or paper in general, and there was several owners of newspapers out there that had just tens of thousands of acres of woods, and they sold off their own trees to be made into the pulp and paper for newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
And when hemp came along, it threatened that industry. And so they started a huge propaganda move. Lobbyists at Capitol Hill and their own propaganda in their own newspapers, saying that, you know, it was bringing demons out in people and just all kinds of stuff. Marijuana was. And they pushed to get it on the list and strike it as illegal because it cut into their profits. That was the only that is the actual reason why it was made illegal, was because it was cutting into the profits of, well, at media. Way to look at it. That's what it boils down to.
Joe Rogan talked about that.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean that just gives you an idea, you know, and that was way back then, and you know that was one of the first giant moves to influence the government for money. And it just snowballed from there. Of course, I mean now it just dang near every industry is involved in that in some way or another, doing that with the government, and not just in the U.S.
Well, in Canada they're legalizing it, but what they're doing is they're taxing it, and you can't grow your own. You've got to buy it. You've got to go to a store and buy it. So it's like buying a pack of cigarettes or alcohol.
Not completely true.
Smart that way.
Yeah, and there's other states that have done that, and the states have dropped federal funding for a lot of stuff that do that because they just have an actual surplus of money now because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got you got investors now, such as entertainers that are investing in it in the states.
Yeah, and the grow ups.
The grow. And I think like here in Michigan, right, they do, you can get a license to grow your own. All right. It's a big business here in Michigan since they made it legal. But the state is legal, but feds is illegal.
Yeah.
So which is it passed, but the feds are like, nah, heck, you know, we don't care what you're talking, it's illegal. So it's still a battle. But I mean, it's a moneymaker, like you said. It come down to that dollar.
And here's the thing on that too. I mean, you know, like states that now have a surplus of money from it, like you were talking about, the entertainers that even support it. I was talking was it last night or this morning? There's a TV show called Disjointed, and it's about a cannabis dispensary in LA, you know, and everything. And it's a comedy show. It's not a reality or anything. But the great part about it is that the actress that's in it and that runs the shop in the show, she actually has one and is an advocate for it. So I mean, it's kind of full circle on that. But you know, and that just kind of gives you an idea. You know, she has her own dispensaries in LA, and that's what gave her the idea to come up with this TV show.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, for all of you out there looking for a new show, Disjointed is freaking hilarious. You gotta watch it.
So we noticed that the puppies have joined the channel. Just to let you know, Blue, the law that's coming out in July 1st, I think that's it. Gerard's got it right. I knew that you could grow 3, he says 4, but there is an allowance for you to grow 3 or 4 of your own plants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most people aren't going to know how though, so they'll be going over to the local drugstore to get it.
I'm gonna
You
start.
get-
I'm gonna start making videos on how to do that.
Right. I was just about to say that. So,
Yeah, and I think in Canada they changed the date. It's not set at July 1st anymore because they didn't want to get in shit if it took longer than that. So they said sometime this summer, I believe.
So what you're saying is we need to start doing some hydroponic shows.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's legal, like, and people can do it, then I mean, you're not doing anything wrong.
Okay.
now, you know, and sad part is we can do all kinds of shows, Tevers. We could break into.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, I'm not going to throw too much out there, but you know, we could even get into doing shows about how to set up your own Adreno humidity checks and everything else.
I've never personally experienced how to grow plants ever.
I've read up on it.
I tried, but it was a big fail. I was like 16 years old.
I do.
My daughter is on medical marijuana, so we're technically allowed to. So I looked into it, but I mean, it's a lot of work, and you got to have the space for it, and you know, it just seemed like way more work to me than just getting it delivered to the house.
Oh yeah. When you can call somebody and be like, "Hey, bring some over," you know, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
It just depends, though. Some people, you know, if you got a green thumb, it'd be great for you.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, okay, so you probably guys don't know this. So my dad was from Trinidad, and I know I'm a dirty white guy. I got it. So my dad was from Trinidad, and I spent time in the islands, right? Well, no, growing up at times, and I might have learned some bad habits down there that turned out really good up here.
Hey, I mean, there's all kinds of videos we could branch out with. I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah. I never knew how popular it was until when they made it, and they made it legit in Michigan. Oh my goodness. You see all these shops popping up. And as you going by, you seeing 3 people walk in and 5 people walk out. And I'm like, God damn. Like, man, I'm in the wrong business.
I'm telling you, man. That you know, it was all behind closed doors before, and the states have legalized it. It's like everybody, the people that are not in them states, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! It's blown up like that. Oh, look at all them potheads, you know, and all this." And it's like, no, they were there before.
They sure was.
That's the problem too with it, is that like actually Joe Rogan talked about again. He said lots of times people will demonize it and they'll say, "Oh, look, it makes people lazy." He goes, "No, those guys were lazy before they started smoking pot. That has nothing to do with it."
Right.
Yeah.
There's tons of lazy bastards out there that don't smoke pot, but they blame it on that. Like, they demonize it so that people are scared to use it, and it's sad. Because it's so good for so many things. And another thing too that I found back in the day is some people's like, "Oh my God, I had a bad trip." I'm like, on pot? Like, really? And I'm like, well, obviously it was laced with something else, because
guarantee it.
If you're just having a little normal, you might get a little hungry, you might get a little stupid, but you're not going to be tripping out, like seeing stuff. That's not how it works.
Nope. If you're
laced it with something.
Yeah, it's either laced or you got wormwood or something.
Or you know what? If you smoked 18 joints and you've never smoked a joint in your life, yeah, there may be a little issue.
Well, the thing about it, I'm just be real. I think it should have been made legal a long time ago. I don't think we would have so many crimes, because you got to think about it. I mean, it does mellow. I done seen it. It mellows people down. I mean, you may get the munchies.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think if they was, well, I mean, of course it's legalized now, but I think crime would have been down a whole lot.
Oh yeah. Well, in Colorado and the other states that legalized it, crime dropped drastically.
Yes.
You know, and it's because, you know, oh hey, let's go rob these people. No, man, let's just smoke a joint and chill.
Right, man. We'll let them survive another week. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you know, people, yeah, just like alcohol, it's it's mind altering. But you know what? So's caffeine.
Yeah.
So is sugar.
Exactly. So is alcohol.
Yeah, I mean,
And alcohol kills you.
yeah, and there's ways to build the laws around it so that it's in a sense, I guess you could say, kept safe, like they did with alcohol, as far as to help, you know, guide people the right way with that, and that can be done. The states that have legalized it, they did that.
Well, you know how it is. It's like drink too much alcohol and you get liver problems. Smoke too much weed and you'll never end up with glaucoma.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about it would be, you know, well, nothing. I mean, at least that I know of. Other than, you know, just being not very productive. But
I'm sure that it's got to give you're smoking a product. I'm sure it's not good for your lungs. So.
Yeah, but you can also vape it. You can also get it in pill form. You can also have edibles. You don't have to smoke it.
Yeah.
Butter, I'm just saying, is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Vapor.
Actually, just to let you know, Butch, by the way, compared to cigarettes, marijuana is much healthier to smoke because it's actually the carcinogens in cigarettes that really hurt you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree with that.
There's formaldehyde in cigarettes. I mean, they embalm bodies with that, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
but I mean, there is other stuff in it that I'm sure is not good for your lungs.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
No, it's just marijuana. That's it. It's a leaf.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing else in it.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to, you know, think, you know, since there is some, you know, there is smoke to it, that and with the heat, the way you take it that way, there may be some, you know, it's not going to be anywhere to the millionth near as bad as smoking a cigarette. There's always a handoff. The same thing with vaping. There's always a handoff. But you know, they have other methods, like it was said. You know, you've got your edibles, you've got the pills.
You got there's an oil. You know, like pops.
Yeah, they've got the oil, and the nice thing is, you know, now with the vaping devices that you ever have one of them, you never want to smoke a joint again. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you know,
vaping all the way.
Edibles are good because they last way longer.
Oh yeah, and it's like you take a hit off one of them and one of the pens for it, and the next thing you know, it's like smoking 4 joints. Just from one hit, depending on what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
like I was saying, like with my daughter, and she has a prescription for it. It's neat because you can get like 5 different kinds at once. You can order 5 different kinds. You know, this one's high in THC, this one's high in CBD, and you can mix and match and figure out what works for you. Like,
exactly.
It's kind of wonderful the way they have it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're hitting about, you know, the joint, you know, high and everything, but there's also the immense medical side of it as well.
Oh God, yeah.
And the benefits. So, you know, there's definitely the options out there. But I've got to cut off here. It's about time for us to get ready to head out to a family event. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off here from you guys, let you all take it from there. And...
You just got the look, didn't you?
Oh no, she just came down here.
Oh, you know it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Be safe out there.
I'll try. I ain't gonna have a pen on me, so.
to be honest, guys, actually, I was gonna cut it. This is the longest one we've done so far, but it's 2:00. We've been on 2 hours. Wow.
Hey, Teverz.
Yeah, bud.
I'm gonna get in touch with you, man, because I want my I've been trying to use OBS with YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna get in touch with you. I'll send you an email or something like that to see what settings you got, you know, to get. Cause I would love for mine to look like this, cause doing that green sheet behind me going live is terrible, man.
I love that green sheet, man. Down in the basement, he got that sheet. He got that sheet with the wrinkles and stuff in it.
Right. So yeah. I got a little lightweight computer. It's not all powerful. It's not no i3, i4, i5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just to pick your brain on your settings, man, so I could bring mine up to date like how you got yours set up.
Not a problem. Teverz@gmail, buddy.
Yep, I got you. I got you.
Hey,
all right.
Teverz, that may be a good video too.
On setting it up.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, OBS, because you're using OBS, right?
Yeah, you actually know. You know who I followed to find out more about this was Abyssed.
You know, and I've been following. I do follow him and Epovox or something like that.
Yeah. Actually, Epovox. Sorry, yeah, it's Epovox. I apologize, SD. Yeah, because I just ordered my Elgato green screen which will be here in about a month. But I ordered that finally because the setup is so beautiful on that thing.
Yeah, man. I won't mind. This is professional right here. I got to get on that professional level.
Yeah.
Really when I'm doing them live.
You don't want to be like the butcher of me?
Yeah, I got no problem with simple. Hey, when you look, hey, here's my backstage.
Right.
There's my second monitor over here.
Hey, Todd, that's beautiful.
Hey, I'm gonna do like
sounds lucky he doesn't have porn on in the background.
I'm floating. Could happen. I'm gonna be like TV.
What do you say it could happen?
I'm just surprised I ain't seen a beer on that either. I mean, it is after 8 a.m.
So, let me end the show. First, let's say we're extremely disappointed because Blue, of course, did not bring the puppies.
Nope, and she ain't ever gonna.
Well, maybe she did, but we just don't get to see them.
Oh, they're out.
Oh, God damn.
But, you know, thanks, guys. All of you, SD. I know, Diamond, you got a little quiet, but you got some in their time there, too. But, Blue, we all love you. Blue, we all lust you. I mean, never mind. Love you, sorry. But otherwise, guys, thanks very much for joining. You know, you and Tantrum and I, it's greatly appreciated. Loved all we talked about today. It was a wonderful show, in my opinion.
Yep.
Y'all are definitely, there's that, you know, there's my American side of it. Y'all are actually a great group of people, just to let you know that.
That's y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
Y'all. Y'all. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite. And appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah.
Just shoot me a shot and I'll swing on. Hey, I'll come through.
I think our weekly list of rejoiners is growing.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you're gonna have to boot people out. I have a feeling if no puppies, I'll be the first to go.
They'll be like, what special guests you have this week? Special guests? We got 8 people. We don't need special guests.
So I want to give everybody a quick chance to say goodbye, though. SD, up you.
Thank you. And I'll be emailing you.
You got it, buddy. Diamond.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, the Butcher and Blue, for all you do to show how easy the gin is to use. Okay, and I will try to do more videos in the coming year. Do more for the community.
Awesome.
Look forward to that, bud. And of course, I was gonna do Blue next, but she's the most popular. So we're gonna do Butch next. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, just continue to watch and subscribe to all the people here on the panel. Like I said, it's some good people and some good videos. If you want to follow some of these people, I think that you'll actually learn something by following these guys.
Yep.
Definitely agreed. All right, and Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know. Every time I hear your name, I keep thinking about that old jingle for the beer commercial. Blue smiles along with you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was so late.
It's okay.
I missed it all. I'm gonna have to rewatch it now.
Yeah. And Tantrum, bud.
Thanks to everybody that showed up, both watchers and all you guys that are on here with us, and everything's greatly appreciated. All of you are always welcome at any time.
All right. With all that said, guys, thank you very much for joining us. As you can tell, everybody enjoyed your company out there as well. Enjoy the video now that it's all said and done. Have a great day, guys. Life's too short.
All right. Y'all have a great one.